Hey, this is Steven from Wild Stuff. Welcome to the show. This video is my quick review of the Fenix TK11 TAC, the latest addition to Fenix's line of tactical flashlights. I'll give you an overview of the main features, run through some of my likes and dislikes, and then we'll take it outside and shine it around a bit. Now this TK11 TAC was sent to me for review by Fenix, so a big thank you to Fenix for that. This doesn't mean, however, that I can only say exclusively nice things, so I'll still be providing my honest opinion, including the things I don't like about it. It's also worth noting that the TK11 TAC is clearly marketed as a tactical style of flashlight, but as I'm not a policeman or a SWAT team member, my review will be more from the perspective of an outdoor adventurer. However, I do have an appreciation for self-defense and home security, and a powerful flashlight is essential when investigating strange noises in your backyard at night. At the time of filming this video, the TK11 TAC still wasn't available yet through Fenix Australia, but sells for $75 through the main American dealers. This makes it one of Fenix's more affordable offerings for a 1600 lumen light, but just be aware it doesn't include a battery, so you'll need to factor that into the price if you don't already have a spare. So on to the review. As usual, I won't waste too much time on the tech specs as you can read them just about anywhere. I'll just give you a quick rundown of the standout features. It has 1600 lumens. It's powered by a single 18650 battery. There's no charging port on the light at all. You need to remove the battery and charge it in a separate charger, or get a battery with a built-in micro USB port. It has a single tail switch for just about everything, powering it on and off, momentary on function, and mode selection, so no more fumbling for a secondary mode switch on the side. It also has mode memory, so it will turn on in the last setting you were using it in when you turn it off. It also has a fantastic new lockout dial with 3 positions. The center position locks the tail switch to prevent accidentally turning it on in your pocket or bag. Switching it to the left limits the available outputs to only high or strobe, and switching it to the right gives access to the full range of modes, being low, medium, high or strobe. It's worth noting that the TK11 TAC does not have a turbo mode as such. Apart from that, it has all the other hallmark features we've come to expect from Fenix: bomb-proof construction, impact resistance to 1 meter, fully waterproof to 2 meters for half an hour, and a 5-year warranty. So, in the box you get a Fenix TK11 TAC with a pocket clip attached, a simple but effective belt pouch, a spare O-ring, and all the usual paperwork. There is no battery included, so you'll need to supply your own 18650 battery and a means of charging it. You'll also notice there's no lanyard, more on that later. So now I'll show you the beam pattern on a blank white wall about 8 feet away. We've got low, medium, and high. And a side-by-side beam shot of the TK11 TAC and the PD40R. Both have the same output at 1600 lumens, but the beam from the TK11 is noticeably tighter due to the larger reflector cone, giving it a little bit more throw. Okay, so the things I like about it. Firstly, and I take this for granted now on every new Fenix light I pick up, it's incredibly bright, especially for its size and only using a single 18650 battery. At 1600 lumens and just under 28,000 CANDELA, it's on the same playing field as many other lights that use the larger 21700 battery, such as the PD36R and the PD40R version 2. Now, I've seen quite a few people complaining about Fenix's choice to go with a regular 18650 instead of the larger one, but I don't see it as a problem myself. Being marketed as a tactical light, it's more likely to be carried by police or security personnel, who'll probably already be wearing a very crowded utility belt or a molly vest. I imagine having a smaller diameter body like this would make it easier to manage all that equipment. Likewise, it would make sense that that's also the reason for the absence of a lanyard or any sort of attachment point for one, because the last thing you want is to be getting hooked on your handcuffs or taser when you're trying to grab your flashlight in a hurry. And as the TK11 TAC still easily pumps out 1600 lumens, the only real drawback to not using a larger battery is that you miss out on some of the extended run times. For example, 2 hours on high with the TK11 versus 2 hours 50 minutes on turbo with the PD36R. But this is not a big deal unless you're planning on taking it camping for a week with no means of recharging, which is really not what it's designed for. Having the smaller diameter barrel also improves your grip behind the larger reflector cone at the end, which gives you a bit more oomph behind the striking diesel should you ever need to use it. Next up, I love the lockout dial. This stops you from accidentally bumping the tail switch on and burning a hole in your pants. And when you're on security patrol or it's 3 AM and you think someone's in your driveway trying to break into your car, the restricted tactical mode, as they call it, means that you'll be instantly searing their retinas with 1600 lumens and not fumbling around in the lower modes by mistake. I also like that Fenix opted not to include a USB charging port on the body of the light. Internal charging, while convenient at first, usually involves a protective rubber flap which inevitably deteriorates, distorts or decomposes over time, and after a year or two you need to pin it down with duct tape. Personally, I find having the USB port built into the battery rather than the flashlight itself much more practical. It's more secure inside the barrel, and if the port does get damaged for whatever reason, you can just replace the battery. So, the things I don't like so much. As much as I love having a tail switch, the one on the TK11 TAC is an unusual design. It seems to be made of a solid material, possibly aluminium instead of the usual rubber, which is nice. However, I find the spring mechanism inside quite spongy and mushy. Once you push past the momentary on position, there's no satisfying click to indicate that the button has been pressed fully and the light is now actually on. While it still works well enough, I find this lack of tactile feedback quite off-putting, when I've grown so used to the more distinct clicky style on other models. My next issue, at least for me personally, is the absence of a lanyard or anywhere to attach one at all. As an outdoor adventurer and everyday carry sort of guy, I do miss having a lanyard, but at the same time I understand that this light is marketed more towards a tactical user who'd be wearing it on a utility belt or a molly vest, rather than in the front pocket of their hiking pants. So let's take it outside and light up some trees. I've got the TK11 TAC in my right hand and the PD40R in my left for comparison. Those trees are about 50 metres or 165 feet away from where I'm standing. And now with the PD40R. Hopefully you can see the brighter and narrower hotspot of the TK11 TAC caused by the larger reflector cone. But when it comes to weighing up the things I like versus the things I don't like, the main thing that tells me that Fenix are onto something good with the TK11 TAC is that out of all the lights you see here, if I have to pick one to grab in a hurry at 3 o'clock in the morning to investigate a strange noise outside, I'm going to be reaching for the TK11 TAC. Don't forget to check out my reviews of some other Fenix lights, including the PD40R and the PD40R version 2. I've also made a video of the Maglite ML300LX. I'll put the links to those in the description. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more gear reviews.